up, everybody? Welcome back to the Big Ben's Podcast, episode 30, coming at you with
More thicky.
y'all. It is episode 30. How do I have 30 episodes of this on this channel? I have no idea. Why do I keep uploading them? I have no idea because they hardly get any views. Well, the laxative prank one did get a decent amount of views. Last week's I was hoping would get views because it was kind of tying into the laxative video. But y'all, today we have some interesting topics to talk about. WWE Backlash just happened. How long? Got over probably about an hour ago.
About 40 minutes or so.
So we're going to be covering our thoughts on that, even though I slept through the main event. Well, like a quarter of the way through it. But we'll be back. Have you seen those videos on TikTok of people rapping Dr. Seuss books?
No.
You need to look them up, bro. They are on point. Search one up right now, just so people can hear what it sounds like. Dr. Seuss could have dropped mad bars if he were to become a if he were to have became a rapper. Hang on, y'all. I'm gonna take my microphone off so y'all can hear these.
Yo, this is Mr. Brown Can Moo, Can You? Written by Dr. Seuss, and I'm gonna rap this book. Oh, the wonderful things Mr. Brown can do. He can go like a cow, he can go moo moo. Mr. Brown can do it, man. How about you? He can go like a bee. Mr. Brown can buzz. How about you? Can you go buzz buzz? He can go like a cork, pop 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 pop. He can go.
I'm gonna stop this real quick. Imagine giving that to a first grader and having them. That's their first impression of Dr. Seuss.
Just
like horse feet. Pop pop pop. He can go eek, eek, like a squeaky shoe. He can go like a rooster, cock-a-doodle-doo. He can go like an owl, hoo-hoo-hoo, eek-eek-eek-eek, cock-a-doodle-doo, hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. How about you? He can go like the rain, dibble-dibble-dibble-dop, dibble-dibble-dibble-dibble, dop-dop-dop. He can go like a train, choo-choo-choo-choo. All the wonderful things Mr. Brown can do. Moo-moo, buzz-buzz, pop-pop-pop, eek-eek-hoo-hoo, clop-clop-clop, dibble-dibble-dop-dop, cock-a-doodle-doo. Mr. Brown can do it, man. How about you? Mr. Brown can whisper, whisper, very soft, very high, like a soft, soft whisper of a butterfly. Maybe you can too. I think you ought to try. He can go like a horn, blur, 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 like a big cat drinking, slurp, 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 slurp. He can go like a clock, he can tick, he can talk, he can go like a hand on the door, knock, knock, tick tock, knock, knock, knock. All the wonderful things Mr. Brown can do. Flirt, flirt, flirt.
I'm gonna say this. I don't even know what this book's about.
even
though I'm listening to it, I don't know what it's about.
A lot of Dr. Seuss books really didn't make any sense, except for like the Cat in the Hat
and Green Egg
and the Grinch and. But yeah, don't you agree that Dr. Seuss would have been a mad rapper, bro, if he knew how to rap like that? That ain't the only video that one particular page has done. They've done a lot. I think one even did Green Eggs and Ham, but that was pretty cool, wasn't it?
Yeah.
If that song was to play on your playlist, would you skip it?
Yeah.
I would. But that's just a difference between me and you. No, Dr. Seuss. I mean, undoubtedly is one of the best kids authors of all time for writing all these books about.
He's overrated.
Huh?
He's overrated.
Dr. Seuss? No, he's not.
The only like I would say great book he has is Green Eggs and Ham.
No, Sam, I do not like Green Eggs and Ham.
The rest are pretty, not really forgettable, but not as good.
There's also another video on TikTok of this teacher who's reading a book by Dr. Seuss, and one of the kids start beatboxing, and she starts going with the beat.
Reading good books.
But yeah, so let us know down in the comment section down below. Do you think Dr. Seuss would have made an excellent rapper if he became one? What do you think about it?
No, that's why he's a writer.
Well, he's dead now, but
that's why he was a writer. You know the story? When his wife had cancer, he cheated on her. And then she ended up dying, I'm pretty sure, of the cancer. And he stayed with the woman he cheated on her with. Dr. Seuss was rapping and crushing hearts.
That's where Dr. Seuss got the line from in the book, I want to touch you with a 10-foot pole. I'm sorry, that was a bad joke. But let's get on into story time. Ryan, what is your story today, my brother?
I don't know, I gotta think of one.
Well, while you're thinking, my story today is about the time I almost died. and it was a very scary story. I don't think I've told this story on here, but had a hair in my mouth. One day, me and my dad was taking off some junk from around the yard, and we took off an old bench that my granny and them had, and we also took off our old dryer. Well, I wore Crocs this particular day, and this particular day it was raining. And when I went to go throw the bench out the back of the truck at the junkyard, one of its legs caught my leg, and I went down. Fat boy went down. Thankfully, I landed on the dryer because we pushed it out first. I landed on the dryer, my shoe went flying, but there was a metal rod sticking up at the junkyard like this that I would have went straight through. That's some Final Destination shit right there.
I you ever glad you weren't in a Final Destination movie.
That's some Final Destination right there. But
the new movie's coming out this Friday, I'm pretty sure.
May 16th, yep. You're not a part of the podcast. That's my wife, y'all. I'm pretty sure y'all know that. But yeah, so I legit almost died that day. Zalane, have you got a story yet?
Alright. I'm gonna tell the story about how I pushed you in a pond. You know the story very well.
I know, because you pissed me off that day. You made me mad that day, bro.
So, it was back when we lived in an apartment.
You better be glad there wasn't no rusty hooks right there where you pushed me.
That would be even more funny.
No wonder, because I'd had to go to the hospital and get a tetanus shot.
Womp womp. Anyways.
Womp womp womp.
So, what was it, like 2021, 2020?
No, it was like 2020, I think. Because I was still skinny.
Yeah. So I decided to come up with a devious prank on Benjamin.
It's actually on the channel in my shorts, so you want to go see it. It would have been better if Landon wouldn't have took off running laughing.
Dude, it was funny, bro.
You didn't even laugh. You went.
Yeah, it's funny.
It was so funny you forgot to laugh.
So Ben was just minding his business.
I was fishing.
And I went. And Ben went, oh!
I'll have to see if I can download it. And if I can, I'll put it right here. If I can't, just ignore my hand.
But yeah, that's my story about how I pushed Benjamin in the pond.
What made you want to do that?
Because it's funny, bro.
I mean, were you just that bored that you
Probably.
said, I'm going to push him in the pond?
Yeah,
What would you have done if a snapping turtle bit my toe?
Probably laughed. Probably been like, you okay, Ben?
What if I would have grabbed you and threw you into the water?
Oh, I got mad. And then your phone was ruined because I had your phone.
I'd have got in trouble too. But y'all, we're going to get into the next part of the video. Landon, do you believe in vampires?
I don't know.
Why?
Because it's just like believing in werewolves.
Werewolves exist. Well, at one point, werewolves existed.
Just like believing Loch Ness Monster is real.
The Loch Ness Monster at one point was real. I believe at one point vampires were real. Werewolves were real.
Just like saying Bigfoot's real. He's not real.
Well, we've already covered that in another video. Go on and check it out on the channel. It's called Is He Real? But I believe that vampires at one point existed in life.
Then what happened to them?
They went extinct. Kind of like everything did from back then. Do you believe there were cavemen at one point? There is no physical evidence that cavemen existed.
Yes, there is. There's people. They evolved. What humans and animals do over time.
Okay, then why wasn't God, Adam, and Eve cavemen?
Because
And
God
cavewoman.
made them.
Exactly. So how did we go from them being two normal people on Earth to cavemen?
Because the people didn't know what to do.
That's
I
what
think
God taught them.
I think how people describe cavemen weren't right, but there were cavemen where they lived in caves and all that.
I don't believe cavemen were an actual thing. Because there's no physical evidence that proved that cavemen once existed. There's evidence that vampires once existed.
When? Where?
You got stakes. You've got coffins. You got suits worn by vampires.
How do you know they're worn by vampires?
Because why do you think Dracula wears a?
Because it's fake.
It's not fake, bruh.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so you telling me
What's
when
coffins got to do with anything?
vampires sleep in coffins?
People do too. Dead people.
Well, are vampires considered alive or dead?
Alive.
How though?
Because their body's working.
I know, but they
Their brain would be working, wouldn't it?
drink other people's blood.
So?
How does that make them alive? Actually, you think about it.
Ben, you can drink your own blood.
That kind of makes them like a zombie.
Ben, you know you can drink your own blood right now.
I could, but that'd be weird, and why would I do that?
Yeah, but you would still be alive.
Anyway, why don't you believe vampires didn't exist?
Because.
Just because it's fake is not a good enough answer. Tell me why you believe they didn't.
We had no evidence of vampires were ever real.
Look up on Google right now, evidence of vampires. And what you find, take screenshots of, and I will put them up in the video. I'm telling you, vampires at one point existed on Earth. In Transylvania. Transylvania is not a real place. At least I don't think it is.
See, while the idea of actual vampires is rooted, there is no scientific evidence to support their existence. Tales of individuals with unusual or unexplained illness being labeled as vampires. It was just sick people. And they made a name for it.
Okay, now that's just sick. Why would you call a sick person a vampire?
See, what's the history evidence of vampires? There is no evidence of vampires.
Alright, look up evidence of cavemen. Well, he didn't find no pictures, so I'm not going to be putting any.
The evidence of cavemen or early humans comes from various sources, including fossil remains, stone tools, and cave paintings.
So basically, mummies.
No.
That's fossilized remains. I've never seen a fossilized human.
See, there's a caveman.
Alright, take a screenshot of one of them. And you have to send it to me.
Then people evolved from cavemen.
What did we? How did we evolve from cavemen if we were technically already human?
Because people evolved.
And what did we evolve to?
See, evidence of cavemen, millions of stone tools, figurines and paintings, footprints and other traces of human behavior.
So basically Minecraft in real life.
I guess.
Because you start off with stone, well, I mean you don't start off with stone tools, but it's very hard to obtain stone tools. Okay, so y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comment section down below. Do you think at one point vampires existed like me, or do you agree with Landon and no, they didn't? But as I said, Landon, today was Backlash. John Cena should not have won.
Yes, he should have. He's the GOAT.
But we'll get into that. The first match of the night was
The Fatal
4-Way match for the United States Championship. You had LA Knight going up against Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, and Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu is the current and still the United States champion. And that match was pretty mid. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, it was not, bro.
I mean, really, there was no action other than.
What do you mean there was no action?
Let me finish. There was really no action other than Damian and Drew going through the table.
Yes, there was, bro.
And then the dude who apparently, and then some dude who apparently is not even related to the bloodline, like related to Solo and Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu came out and helped Fatu retain. Who was that came out?
Jeff Cobb.
Who was that?
It was some New Japan wrestler.
So why? So I just didn't understand why. You know, the entire storyline of the bloodline up to this point has been the bloodline, the actual family of in the bloodline coming to help them.
Sami Zayn in the bloodline.
Yes, he is, bro.
He thought blood related.
He is. His name is Jimmy. I mean, his name is Sammy
He's
Uso.
married into the relationship, into the family.
He is Sammy Uso.
Yeah, but he's not blood related.
Doesn't matter. He is Sammy
Exactly.
Uso.
So Jeff Cobb can be in the bloodline.
No, he can't.
Yes, he can.
Sammy earned his spot in that family.
And Jeff Cobb is going to earn his spot.
Jeff Cobb didn't do nothing.
Yes, he did. He made Jacob Fatu retain. LA Knight was about to send him to a table. Actually, Solo helped him.
But yeah, do I think Jacob Fatu retaining was the best move? I do. It's just I don't think he should have won like that. I think he should have won on his own without any interference from the bloodline. Match 2 of the night
Was Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria.
That match was better than the first match.
No, it wasn't.
A lot of near falls, a
It
lot
was
of...
still a really, really good match. Though better than the first one.
Bro, I swear I heard Lyra Valkyria's nose break when she went nose first into the turnbuckle. I swear I heard it.
No, she didn't break her nose.
I heard something crack. Or crunch. Not crack, but crunch. But yeah, so Lyra and Becky was a very, 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 very good match. I would rate it a 9 out of 10. And glad that Lyra won the Intercontinental Championship, but that's made me think, who is going to dethrone Lyra Valkyria as the Intercontinental Champion?
Bayley.
Because, Chelsea Green just lost hers to Selena Vega a couple weeks ago. And now we've had 2 women United States champion. But up to this point, we've only had 1 Intercontinental champion on the women's side. So you think Bayley's going to do it? Why?
Because I think she's the most liable option.
I know, but Bayley and Lyra are basically friends.
For now.
Well, yeah, so that was a very good match. Match 3 of the night was
Dirty Dom and Penta.
Penta and Dirty Dom. I am waiting for Finn Balor to turn on Dom. It is coming.
It's going to come later in the summer because they're probably going to have a match at SummerSlam.
Whenever, I don't know when it's coming. He says probably summer, but I think it'll probably come before then. Because after Dom retained, you seen Finn not even celebrating. He had his eyes locked on that Intercontinental Championship title.
Finn is jealous of Dirty Dom.
But Penta lost. I'm waiting for Penta to get a singles championship because he is by far one of the greatest luchadors on the... Well, let me back up.
But
He's
not
the
better
second greatest luchador on the roster other than El Grande Americano, who my dad swears up and down is Chad Gable. It's not Chad Gable.
It's not.
I think it's Omos. I think it's
Mark
Omos.
Henry.
But yep,
But
El Grande Americano came out and headbutted Penta, and that's what made him
That's one of my
lose.
least favorite match of the night was Penta versus Dom. But it was still a really good match, though. But then we had Pat McAfee and Michael Cole versus Gunther.
That match was more funny than anything. I mean, freaking Pat McAfee. I will have to admit, Pat McAfee going up against Gunther, one of the greatest men wrestlers on the roster. He held his ground for as long as he could, and then Michael Cole getting into the ring and
Michael Cole tried to cheat, bro. Holding Gunther's
he was
leg.
trying to help his friend. That ain't cheating.
Yes, it is. All right, then you can't say. Then why did you say someone Sammy and the Usos would help Rowan retain? That's the same thing.
No,
They're
it's
helping
not.
their family.
Yeah, but that they were going after a title. You weren't just trying to help your friend out for his own self-esteem.
They were trying to help the tribal chief out. But then the main event where John Cena retained, like I said.
Hey, so y'all, I don't know how the WWE does it, but they could take someone that you have loved your entire life and make you hate them within a couple weeks of them being on as a heel. I truly believe that John Cena should not have turned heel his final year in the WWE.
Yes, he's never done it before.
Yeah, but he was going to do it for Rock and Cena 1 or 2, one of them. Why didn't he turn heel then?
Because they didn't want to. They were too scared.
So now that he's a heel, he's going to go out of the WWE. I mean, it's the worst decision and the best decision at the same time because he's going to go out as the most loved and hated person in the WWE.
He won't go out hated. He's not even going to be a heel. I think he'll probably stop being a heel after SummerSlam.
When do you think Cody Rhodes will return?
I'd say some SmackDown in the next month.
When is SummerSlam? In August?
August 2nd and 3rd.
But yeah, so Randy Orton's going to have a bunch of fines coming his way. He RKO'd how many officials?
Like
4 or 5? He's going, and it's $50,000 per one.
No, it's probably just for the general manager.
I mean, that was some BS. Randy Orton had John down for a count of 12 twice. But Landis said you cannot pay him enough to be a referee for a John Cena Randy Orton match.
That's every main event. You should have saw the main events with Roman.
Oh. And then freaking the refs in the WWE, when they get hit, they act like they're...
Hell, they died.
Yeah, they're like...
Bro barely hit the steel steps, and I thought he died.
But, yeah, so... but John Cena hit Randy across the face with the title because he's a little crybaby who needs to cheat to win. And John Cena retained. That is interesting because I don't know what that means. Who's going to face John next? I mean,
CM Punk.
I think at one point it will be CM Punk. I think all the people John Cena has had heated rivalries over the year who is not retired yet, he will face one last time before he retires. So I think he'll face CM Punk again. I believe he may face Randy Orton again.
Yeah, I think maybe at Saturday night main event because it's in 2 weeks.
He will face Randy Orton again before he retires.
But I give the PLA a 9 out of 10.
I give the PLE, I would say probably 8 out of 10, just because of John Cena winning.
But now it's time to get to the loser dare, which I'm cutting his hair.
I just in my eyebrows.
Now I'm switching it up.
Alright, y'all. Landon gets to cut my hair any way he wants. And I have to leave it like that until tomorrow afternoon.
But there's another thing. We have to go into 3 different stores and walk around.
I'm not going to any stores tomorrow.
You have to. That's exactly. You're trying to get out of it. Because any person that's going to see that is going to be mom.
I'll go to the dollar store and walk around.
And then you got to go to 3 stores in town.
Alright, well, we'll figure that out. But we're going to cut right here. And
Alright, guys. For his punishment, we have to shave both of his eyebrows off.
This is going to look very weird. I'm going to look very weird for the next couple weeks. But before we get started, do you know how to use one of them?
Yeah, you just do it like this, right?
Not for the eyebrows.
You gotta go side to side.
Well, just go, and then, let me see it. You go like this for this side, and then you go like this for the other.
Alright.
Alright, y'all. I'm scared.
Alright, so we gotta do our prediction first.
Alright, they're racing in Kansas this weekend. I'm going to go with Joey Logano.
I'm gonna go with his teammate Ryan Blaney.
Joey Logano.
So let's go ahead.
Alright, y'all.
I like this, right?
No.
Not cutting anything off?
Yep.
Gotta be careful, guys. I don't want to cut them. Alright, okay.
Oh, I know. You have to go the other way. I get it finished. Why is it not coming off?
That dirt.
Oh well, good enough. Rough.
What?
Getting rough. Okay, bro. I'm doing the rest of it. Oh my god.
News like.
Right.
Alright, guys. Get a good look. So, that was the NASCAR loser dare.
What?
Don't smile, bro. Smile, bro.
I'm sorry.
You can't smile anymore, bro. Alright, get up.
Alright, y'all. Well, this is undoubtedly one of the stupidest things I think I've ever done. I don't look that weird with my hat on. I'm gonna leave it on for the end. There, y'all can see I have no more eyebrows. I'm gonna probably touch them up before I get in the bath. But, so, that's it.
Yep.
How did you think of this?
I didn't. You did.
Yeah, I did. Landon wanted to do something different, but I was afraid that YouTube would not like it. So I told him we could do this instead. Hey, and I look.
Stop smiling, bro.
I smile. I look Asian, bro. Oh. Okay, I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. I did not mean that joke. But
This is you, bro. This is him.
Yeah, he actually looks like Uncle Sylvester. Sylvester from Off of Addams Family.
But that is in of the podcast, and we'll see you.
But y'all,
the
hey,
next-
I do the outro. This is my show.
Well, you're too busy laughing.
But yeah, like he was saying, thank you guys so much for coming back to episode 30. If you did enjoy it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and like. And yeah, this was undoubtedly one of the worst decisions I've ever made in my life. But I kind of like it.
You like it?
Hey, bro. But thank y'all so much for coming back, and we will see y'all in episode 31. See ya.